Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Apologies, there's been no vids for the last few days. I had to go away, a bit of an emergency that I had to deal with, but we are back and it's good to be back as well. I guess the only good thing about not filming every single day is that there is now quite a lot to talk about and we will cover it all, even the old news. So apologies if I'm just going to be regurgitating stuff you've already heard. I do fly out to Saudi on Sunday. Can't wait. Honestly, can't wait. Looking forward to the big one. I've been looking forward to that fight for a couple of years now. Bivol Beterbiev. Two very different styles. Two guys that know each other very, very well. They were in the same Russian team. Bivol a junior, Beterbiev a senior. I asked Beterbiev about that and about the sparring. And he said, yeah, look, we sparred hundreds of rounds. I said, who got the better of the sparring? He said, sometimes you approach sparring differently. You approach sparring to win and you approach sparring to help. And he said he always approached the sparring with Bivol to help. But I have a feeling that he might have got the better. So, yeah, this has everything. Honestly, it has everything. And I said this, and hopefully I wasn't just caught in the moment. I do think the winner of this has to go down as one of the best light heavyweights ever. Like, if it is Beterbiev's run and who he's beaten, especially if Beterbiev stops Bivol, so that'll be 21 fights, 21 wins, 21 knockouts. I mean, I'm sorry, that's fucking ridiculous. It has to. It has to go down as one of the best ever. And if Bivol can somehow stop Beterbiev, stop that machine, and I know people might say he's 39, he's coming off an injury, he's a machine. He's a machine. So look, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for Wardley Clark. I'm looking forward to seeing what Chris Eubank Jr. brings to a Riyadh season event. I think we already know he's brought quite a bit of colour to it already. Ben Whittaker is on the card. So look, really looking forward to it. It's a shame that Shakur Stevenson's not on the card. I know a lot of you weren't too excited about Shakur versus Joe, but I do think having Shakur Stevenson, a pound for pounder, that would have, I think all American eyes would be on the card if Shakur was on it as well. So I think it loses a little bit. So it's disappointing that Shakur's not on there, but still is a very, very good fight card. Before we talk AJ Dubois, and not specifically that, but what that win for Dubois has done for the heavyweight rankings. I see that the Ring Magazine have updated their rankings. I will give you mine. I still want to quickly talk about Sandy Ryan, Michaela Mayer. Not necessarily about the result. I think the result was okay. Like, if that fight was in the UK, I think Sandy gets it. If it's in America, it's close. Michaela Mayer is a top ranked fighter. She's going to get it. It's just how it works. I hate that. I hate saying it, but you guys know how it works, and that's how it works. I think Sandy did very well to still fight after paint being thrown at her. Like, I do think that with fighters, physically, you know, you can get into the best shape of your life. It's up there. Sometimes it's up there. I mentioned that with AJ, like when AJ briefly tripped on the way to the ring. And look, I'm not trying to say that's the reason AJ fucking lost the fight, but if you are a fighter, those little things can fucking take your mind off, let alone someone throwing paint at you as you're about to make your way to Madison Square Garden to have the biggest fight of your life. I mean, that definitely would have thrown her. Definitely. So, I don't know. I'm not trying to say she's got an inbuilt excuse to want a rematch, but surely she warrants a rematch. Surely they get it on again in the UK. Like, surely. She's been done hard a couple of times now in America. She beat Jessica McCaskill. She beat her. I could watch that fight 100 times and I still can't understand how they gave it a draw. But she beat McCaskill, and now this has happened to her in America as well. On the flip side, Michaela Myers had a couple of decisions go against her as well. The Baumgardner fight was very, very close, and I thought she beat Tasha Jonas. So you win some, you lose some. I don't think the O is a big thing at all in female boxing. Look, it's not a big thing anymore in boxing in general, but in female boxing, I think they all kind of can beat each other. There's a bunch of them between 135 and even 154 that can all fight each other and win. So I don't think it harms Sandy in any way. Gervonta Davis, Lamont Roach Jr. I don't think it's been officially announced, but it looks like that's what's going to happen. There was some talk about Tank versus Vasily Lomachenko. That's just stopped a few months ago. It's funny how a lot of Tank fans, and it's weird, by the way, there seems to be more fans of particular fighters than there is of just boxing. Like, I'm a Tank fan. That's because I think Tank's great. I'm not a fan of Tank. It's hard to explain what I'm saying. Like, when I go online, and it seems to be just Americans, by the way, there seems to be like, you're a Tank fan or you're a Shakur fan. It's very weird. Actually, there's a bit over here as well. It's like, it isn't so much anymore, but is it Fury or AJ? You can't be a fan of both. But it's weird how Tank fans are coming out now and saying, Loma's a duck. Loma's a, no, one second. I'm like, hold on. Like, Loma has wanted that fight, I'm going to say, for the best part of 8 or 9 years. Like, I can find interviews where Floyd's like, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. Like, continually says, not yet. All of a sudden, I don't know the reason, by the way, that Loma's not wanting the fight. I don't think Loma's ducking him, but for whatever reason, Loma's like, no, I don't fancy it right now. For whatever reason. And all of a sudden, Tank fans are jumping on this, like, oh, see, there you go, he's a duck. I'm like, 1 second. What are we doing? Like, have we forgotten the last 8 years? But anyway, it looks like Lamont Roach is going to get the call up, who's a good fighter, by the way. WBA super featherweight champion, so it is going to be champion versus champion. He's very big for a super feather, so size-wise, there won't be much difference, but it's not what we want, is it, for Gervonta? It's not what we want. There was a time, and I feel like we've missed it now, we've missed the boat, but there was a time when it felt like all of these guys, maybe minus Shakur, who was still in the lower weight classes, but there was a time when all of these guys were grouped together. And when I say all, I mean Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta. There was more, but they all were grouped together. And I've always felt, and I've always said this, Gervonta is the A side and all of that, right? I mean, some might not like that, but he is. He's the A side. The A side dictates who they want to fight. If Gervonta wants to fight Devin, he fights Devin. If Gervonta wanted to fight Teo, he would have fought Teo. It's literally him. He's picking. And now all of a sudden, we've got Teo gone. Devin's on exile. Fucking Ryan. I know he's fought Ryan already, but Ryan's on a ban. Shakur's injured. We've missed out. We've just missed out on it all. And I blame Gervonta for a lot of that. I'm sorry. I always will blame the A side. Gervonta is in a position almost like Canelo and Floyd, where he picks. Not the governing bodies, not mandatories, not he picks. And if he's not fighting them, it's because he hasn't picked them. It's that simple. It's that simple. All right. The Ring Magazine, after AJ Dubois, have updated their rankings. See if I can find it. I think Michael Benson put it up on his page. Okay, yeah, I've got it. Or I had it. Did I have it? Where is it gone? Sorry, peeps, 1 sec. See if I can find it again. Okay, got it. Let me just take a screenshot of that, because if I don't... Okay, I got it now. All right, here we go. So they've got Alexander Usyk as number 1, the champion. They've got Fury 2, Dubois 3, Parker 4, Zhili Zhang 5, Cabiel 6, Bacoli 7, AJ 8. AJ's dropped from 3rd. He was 3rd to 8th. Hergovich, then F.A. Jagba, then Justice Hooney. I don't think Justice Hooney's in there, but they've got Justice Hooney. Some notable absentees. The biggest one, I guess, being Deontay Wilder, who was always in this. It's crazy. Boxing is Joe Joyce. Like, fucking now, like, this is done a year ago, and this is completely different, right? Completely different. Boxing doesn't wait around, but the heavyweight division, and I've said this, like, I've done a few face-offs, and I've said the heavyweight division, the landscape of the heavyweight division has changed so much in the last 12 months. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. All right, so that's their list. I've done mine. I'm just going to get straight to it. Let's not waste any time, because I do want to see what other news there is to talk about. All right, Usyk number 1, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, there's no debate in that whatsoever. Alexander Usyk is the best heavyweight on planet Earth. Like, he's just, I think he's incredible. I think Usyk's going to go down as one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. I'm sorry. Undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight, the land of the giants. This man comes in. I'm so impressed at the fact that he just comes in at 222 pounds as well. Like, that's what he comes in all the time. I just find that incredible. It's almost like he treats the heavyweight division like a weight class. That's what it seems like. He has to hit a certain weight to know that's my optimal weight. And at that weight, I fuck up everyone. And so far, he has fucked up everyone. Number 2, I'm basing this off of what have you done for me lately. I'm sorry, number 2 is Daniel Dubois. I'm not. If you got Fury in there, I'm not starting beef with you. Fine, cool, okay, cool. But Daniel Dubois is the number 2 best heavyweight in the world. He is. Like, he has iced 2 top 10 heavyweights back to back. He's iced them. I don't know where Jarrell Miller was, but Miller was always that kind of guy where you're like, yeah, Miller could beat a lot of the top 10 guys, you know, because he's just so big, so strong, so durable. So, I mean, I don't know if you had Miller as a top 10 guy before Dubois fought him, but if you did, then that's 3 top 10 guys back to back to back, and he has stopped them all. He has starched them, all of them. And he went into all of those fights as the underdog. I'm sorry, if you've got Fury over Dubois, you need to explain to me how. I need to know how. Because Dubois is fucking killing people. AJ was the 3rd best heavyweight. Like, he was. The rankings had AJ as the 3rd best. Whether you believed he was, I don't know. But he stopped him. AJ won about 20 seconds of that fight. Hrgovic thought he could Hrgovic was taking a piss out of him. Hrgovic thought he could fucking bully him. Dubois ended up bullying him. And Jarrell Miller had 100 pounds on him. Didn't mean shit. Beat him up. Dubois number 2. Fury number 3. I could put Fury lower. I'm not joking. I could put Fury lower. Again, what have you done for me lately? I'm only giving Fury the benefit of the doubt because I love that fight against Usyk, and Usyk's number 1, and Fury fucking pushed him all the way. He did. He pushed him. But I could put Fury lower because the fact is Fury lost to Usyk, could have lost to fucking Ngannou, and before that was Dillian White. So I think we're going off the Fury in terms of a top 10 guy, because Dillian White wasn't a top 10 guy, I don't think, when Fury fought him. We're going off really the Wilder stuff. That was a couple of years ago. But I'm going to have Fury at 3 anyway. 4, 5, and 6, or 7 could be so interchangeable. But I'm going to go 4, Joseph Parker. I'm going to go 4, Joseph Parker. The win against Zhilei Zhang, solid. He had to get up off the canvas for that a couple of times and still found a way to win. The win off Deontay Wilder. And it's easy to kind of look back now and say, but Deontay Wilder was shit. At the time, Deontay Wilder was going to stop him and fight AJ. It was already done. It was pretty much already signed. I was going to get in the ring to do a little something. And Parker said, not on my watch. Like, literally, it was done. I mean, yes, Wilder was out the ring, but we all thought Wilder was going to knock out Joseph Parker. So, in a case of the way he's rebuilt himself after the Joe Joyce defeat has been fantastic. Honestly, it's been really, really good. I like the link up with Andy Lee. So I'm going Parker, number 4. Number 5, Agit Kabayel, who does not get enough credit. Doesn't get enough credit. Aslanbek Makhmudov, he was an underdog. Makhmudov ain't great. He isn't great. I realise that now. But I didn't know that at the time. Nor did you guys. He was the giant that was going to stop Kabayel and move on to big things and maybe fight one of the other giants in the division. Kabayel bullied him. Kabayel bullied the giant. So, sorry, Kabayel number 5. Let's not forget the Frank Sanchez win. Frank Sanchez, I speak to a lot of managers and a lot of fighters. I'm telling you now, Frank Sanchez was a bit of a boogeyman in the heavyweight division. Bit of a boogeyman. Couldn't quite work out that style. Very relaxed. But when he starts to go through the gears, you're like, whoa, what's happened? And you're knocked over. Frank Sanchez was that guy. Again, Kabayel did what? Put him on the back foot, bullied him, stopped him. Stopped Makhmudov, stopped Frank Sanchez. Kabayel number 5. I've gone Zhilei Zhang at number 6. I could have had Piccoli, but I've gone Zhilei Zhang at number 6. It's not just the Wilder win, it's kind of what he's done in the last couple of years. I feel like we sometimes forget who Joe Joyce was prior to Zhang fighting him. Forget Joe Joyce now, right? Joe Joyce, I don't like the route he's going down, by the way. See that interview with JD Dyer where he can barely put a couple of sentences together. Don't like it at all. But he iced him twice. And then he fought Joseph Parker, yeah. And he would look at that fight and think, for fuck's sake, like Joseph Parker won it, but Zhilei Zhang kind of, mate. I remember after the first round or the second round, I said Zhilei Zhang could be the best heavyweight in the world, you know, because he was running through Joseph Parker and just ran out of steam. But then he fought Deontay Wilder and absolutely sent him to another realm. So Zhang at 6, Piccoli at 7. I'm not even kidding you. I think Piccoli could beat everyone on this list. I'm not even fucking about. I think that guy is George Foreman 2.0. I think he's a nightmare and a problem. I think too many people, when talking about him, reflect the Michael Hunter defeat. Oh, he lost to Michael Hunter. That's not the same Piccoli. This Piccoli right now just walks you down and busts you up. Piccoli versus Zhang is an incredible matchup. So I've got Piccoli at 7. Jared Anderson was, bust him up. Fucked him up. Honestly, like just obliterated him. And some people had Anderson as a favourite. Crazy. AJ at number 8. Wow. AJ has dropped from 3rd to 8th. This is heavyweight boxing. No, AJ could climb back up. AJ could climb back up. We wait to see what AJ is going to do next. But he's just been stopped. He's just been stopped in the 5th round. Like, if you have AJ any higher, then it's your love for AJ and your bias towards AJ. You're not going to get a bigger AJ fan than me. Like, when I'm watching AJ fight and I'm watching him lose to Daniel Dubois, I wish there was a camera on me. I'm actually in silence, like, and I'm supposed to be impartial. And you know what's funny about that, actually? Daniel Dubois' dad, who I've got a lot of love for. I know some people, I don't know the history of the person, all the stuff that's gone on around him. But every time I've seen him, he's been nice to me. And me and him had a little chat in the hotel when Dubois fought Hrgovic, because he respected or liked the fact that I said, I think Dubois is going to win this. Like, he kind of came up to me and said, thank you. So he looked at me when AJ got put down in the 2nd round. He kind of looked at me and smiled. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm Team AJ here. But I kind of smiled back. But yeah, AJ is 8th. He is, guys. He is 8th. He's 8th. You know, again, it's kind of the what have you done for me lately? And everyone on this list has had bigger wins, maybe apart from Fury, you know. But it's funny to say that. But everyone's had bigger wins than AJ's most recent big wins. Otto Volin and Ngannou, and then getting stopped by Dubois. Everyone's had bigger wins. Zhang has had bigger wins. Cabiel's had bigger wins. Parker's had bigger wins. They've all had bigger wins. So yeah, AJ 8th. 9th and 10th, I'm all over the place. If I'm honest with you, I was like, almost no one deserves it, if I'm honest with you. I've got 4 names in here, and you guys can fucking juggle these 4 up if you want. You know, I might have to chuck another name in there, actually. I've got 5 names in there, but Hrgovic is there. Frank Sanchez is there. The typical names. F.A. Jagba is there. Came off a win against Guido, who recently beat Makhmudov. So F.A. Jagba could be there. Jared Anderson, let's not discredit the kid too much. Fabio Wardley maybe as well. I mean, you're British Commonwealth champion. You deserve to be in the rankings. So there's a few there. One name that's not there, that I guarantee you will be there in the next 12 to 18 months. Guarantee is Moses Tatalma. I'm saying it now. Clip me up. Guaranteeing it. Moses Tatalma will be there. I've not heard more. I've spoken to so many heavyweights here about who've sparred Moses, and I know sparring's different, right? All of them are like, fuck me, Moses is fucking frightening. All of them are like, all of them. I haven't heard one say, yeah. All of them have said he's frightening. He's frightening. He's 19. He's 19. Crazy. All right, that's mine. What's yours? Again, if you have Fury above Dubois, I need to know why. All right, Sebastian Fundora and Terence Crawford given 10 more days to agree a deal. Wasn't Fundora signed? This is where you just don't know what's going on with boxing, do you? But didn't Fundora agree to fight Errol Spence? Did I not hear that? If Sebastian Fundora and Terence Crawford do fight, it's going to be on that Riyadh season card in February. I think that's the one. They're almost still looking for a headline act for that. I don't know if that's a headline. That's the problem. It's Terence Crawford, so he can't really be a co-main. I think the dream for Riyadh season would be AJ Dubois, which means what we know, 2nd of October, November, AJ is going to need a 10-week fight camp. Nah, I just don't know how you can take the punishment he took and then turn around for February. I think that's too soon. I think for Dubois it's okay. So Dubois could fight someone. Dubois could fight Bacoli. Bacoli would take that in a heartbeat. All of these guys would take it. Parker would take it. Cabot, all of them would like their go at Dubois. Fuck me, Bacoli versus Dubois would be frightening. Jeez, sign me up. So you know what? Sign me up for that right now. Dubois versus Bacoli. Sign me up for that right now. Nick Bull taking on Ronnie Rios this weekend. Nick Bull with an incredible run. Honestly, it's been such a good run. I think he's had like 5 fights in 14 or 15 months, all 12 rounders. Not easy fights, but he's still giving us action. And still world champion. He's a world champion. These are world title fights or eliminators that he's in. And he's still giving us action. You got some kids that sit it out for about a year. On that, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, I might do a longer video on this. I've seen some people are not in favour of Devin Haney suing Ryan Garcia, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm sorry. Like you fucked me up. You've affected me. You've affected everything about me. Like for Devin, he's taken so much punishment. These kids care about the O. Although he's kind of got that back with a no contest, people still saw what they saw. And Devon's lost a lot of stock in that. He's lost a lot of stock in getting knocked down, 3 or 4 times. Like, I need to get something out of you being caught for doing PDs. Ryan Garcia is serving a ban, so he got caught. Sorry, there needs to be more. And this could be, I think Eddie said this, I think this could be a massive thing. If Devon successfully sues Ryan, I think this is bigger than what boxing governing bodies can do, or boxing in boxing governing bodies. No, you know what I'm talking about. It could be bigger than what they can dish out, because they're dishing out sort of year bans and 12 months, 6 months and 18 months. A boxer losing some of that is what really stop. If a boxer knows he's going in the ring loaded with PEDs and he's going to get banned for 6 or 12 months, they fucking fight once every 6 or 12 months. If he knows he potentially could get sued for big money, that could be the way they say, I ain't doing this anymore. I think it's very, very big. So I like both kids, but I wish that Devin Haney wins that. I really do, because it's bigger. It's not just Haney versus Garcia. This is bigger than those two. This is important for boxing. If a fighter fights someone who has PEDs and loses to that person, or even regardless, even wins, sue them. It's the only way to stop this bullshit in the sport, I think, because no one else is doing anything. All right, look, we're going to do more videos anyway, because this is a busy period. But thank you. And I shall see you on the next one. Peace and love.